Hi, my name is Peterson Toscano. I am an ex-gay survivor. I spent 17 years and over $30,000 on 3 different continents attempting to change and suppress my same-sex attractions. I did pretty much everything that could be done. I went to church every time the doors opened, spent a great deal of time in prayer, Bible study, Bible memorization, went to ex-gay support groups, had pastoral counseling, came here to Colorado Springs to meet with a licensed Christian therapist, and then ultimately I enrolled in a program called Love in Action. I stayed there for 2 years at a cost of $950 a month. Today that same program costs $7,000 for 3 months. There were a lot of reasons why I sought this. Much of it had to do with my faith in Jesus and how much I valued my faith community, and I would do anything to stay close with my faith community. I also did it because of the pressures that I had in the world. It was very clear to me that being straight meant my life would be a lot easier. A lot of harm came to me because of my time in the ex-gay movement, but most notably the harm came to my own family. At one point I actually believed I had changed enough that I married a woman from my church. And we got married, and sadly that marriage ended in disaster. And during the marriage and afterwards it caused her great pain. And my parents were deeply wounded too, as I have them here in my collage. They went to the Love in Action program because they wanted to see that I was happy. That's all they ever wanted for me. But in that program they were told that I was gay because of family dysfunction, and they walked away with the message that they had failed me. My sister told me later when they returned home that for weeks they weren't the same. They were depressed and they barely ate and they barely talked to anyone. And in a city where one of the main emphasis is to focus on the family, the thing that became clear to me that families are very deeply wounded because of ex-gay conversion therapy. We're here today as a public witness and a warning against such therapies. Today I still cherish my faith in Jesus. I'm still a Christian. And I regret the lost years and the false promises that I believed and the wounds that my family felt because of this therapy. And although I learned some great lessons and met some wonderful people through those ex-gay years, I realized that I am lucky to be alive today and in my right mind. Some of us were not so lucky. And in order to reach out for some of those people, recently Christine Baki and I have launched a new website called BeyondXGay.com. We believe that this is an issue about people, not politics. It's about pastoral care and not propaganda. And with that in mind, we're going to present our collages of our ex-gay experiences to New Life Church, to the World Prayer Center, because we believe there are people in this church who care about other people and care about people more than just politics. So we're going to go there now and present our collages.
Tell everyone what happened.
Well, we stood out in front of New Life Church here in Colorado Springs and stood on the sidewalk and told a little bit about our experiences as ex-gays, both the good that came of it and the harm that affected us personally.
No, stop. Oh. Talk about, we already know that. Talk about what happened when you started, and we started walking up onto their property.
So we started walking up on the property to share our...
Some of our fans.
We started walking up on the property to go to the World Prayer Center to present our collages, which are framed. And we went in and we couldn't figure out where to go and who to go to, and finally one of the pastors approached us.
Because we clearly looked lost.
We definitely looked lost. We were like, where do we go? And there was this distress center, right? It was called... Well, we thought that would make sense because, you know, it just seemed to make sense. And we found this really nice pastor, Desperation Center. we found this really nice pastor who was just wanted to understand why we were there, and he was very cordial about the whole thing. And then we met the associate pastor by Rob Brendel, who said, hey, we're more than willing to sit down and talk with you. Sunday's incredibly hectic. We don't have time right now because we've got a special speaker and all, but please feel free to contact me later in the week and we could talk further. So we left them our collages. They you know, first they didn't quite know what to do with them. They were afraid they might get lost, which to me spoke a lot, because they're like, wow, we really are seeing that this is important stuff, or at least these collages and these frames are important. We don't want them to get lost. So we think they're definitely going to look at them. There's no question about it. And I'll follow up later this week with Rob and to continue a dialogue about why we're here and the harm that we think can come from people thinking that they must change in order to please God.
Christine, do you want to add anything?
Amen. Now, it was, you know, it's a little stressful going up there and not knowing where you're going, but that they were very kind and, you know, really wonderful, and I feel good about our interaction. And, you know, it was nice. We got to leave them, the collages with them, and also our stories. And so, you know, I'm excited that they'll take a look at this.
And I think one thing really shifted when we said, you know, this is not about politics. This is about pastoral care. And I acknowledge, we know that you care about people. And they were like, yeah, we do. And I was like, then that's why we're here. We're not here to protest. We're here because you care about people and we want you to hear the story. And that, you know, they really connected with that.
Right. Because we're sincere in that. I mean, we really do believe that, and I'm hoping that that came across.